Retro Road Test, Honda NSX vs Lotus Espirit. For many, the early 1990s represented a golden era of sports car engineering, blending high performance with an increasing focus on usability. Among the most intriguing matchups of the time was the battle between the Honda NSX and the Lotus Esprit SE. These two mid-engined, rear-wheel drive sports cars took dramatically different approaches to achieving speed and handling perfection, yet both aimed to provide an exhilarating driving experience. In this comprehensive road test, we compare them across key categories: performance, handling, design, comfort, and overall driving pleasure. Design and styling. The Honda NSX and the Lotus Esprit SE embody two distinct schools of thought in sports car design. The NSX, developed with input from Ayrton Senna, takes a sleek, modern approach, featuring clean, aerodynamic lines and a low-slung profile. Constructed from aluminium to reduce weight, the NSX appears contemporary and almost futuristic for its time, with pop-up headlights and an unmistakably Japanese design ethos. Its stance is purposeful, yet it retains an understated elegance. The Esprit SE, in contrast, represents classic British wedge-shaped styling that had been evolving since its inception in the 1970s. By 1993, the Esprit's design had been refined to include smoother edges, larger air intakes, and a more aggressive stance. The pop-up headlights and side strakes contribute to its unmistakable identity. The Lotus looks exotic and dramatic, a proper supercar in appearance, whereas the NSX, while striking, could be mistaken for a more conventional sports coupe. Engine and performance. Under the engine cover, the NSX features a naturally aspirated 3.0-litre V6 producing 270 bhp at 7,100 rpm. Thanks to Honda's VTEC system, the engine delivers a linear surge of power, building towards an exhilarating high-rev crescendo. Mated to a slick 5-speed manual gearbox, a 4-speed automatic was available but less desirable. The NSX sprints from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.7 seconds, with a top speed of approximately 168 miles per hour. The Lotus Esprit SE counters with a 2.2-litre, turbocharged inline-4 producing 264 bhp. Despite having fewer cylinders and a smaller displacement, the turbocharging ensures strong mid-range torque, making the Esprit feel punchier in real-world conditions. Lotus claimed a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 4.7 seconds, significantly quicker than the NSX, with a top speed of 165 miles per hour. The 5-speed gearbox feels slightly notchy, but the torque-rich power band compensates by requiring fewer shifts to extract the best performance. Handling and ride. Both cars excel in handling, but their approaches differ significantly. The NSX was designed to offer supercar performance with everyday usability, which means its chassis is forgiving, and its suspension strikes a balance between control and comfort. The steering is precise and communicative, and thanks to its lightweight aluminium construction and mid-engine layout, the NSX feels exceptionally well balanced. The double wishbone suspension ensures a planted feel, while the overall feedback through the controls makes the NSX one of the most confidence-inspiring cars of its era. The Esprit SE, however, takes a more aggressive, track-focused approach. Lotus has always been synonymous with handling excellence, and the Esprit is no exception. Its lightweight fiberglass body and near-perfect weight distribution make it incredibly nimble, and the steering is razor-sharp. While the ride is firmer than the NSX's, it remains compliant enough for spirited road driving. The biggest advantage of the Esprit is its grip and mid-corner stability, where it feels utterly composed, particularly in high-speed bends. Interior and comfort. Inside, the NSX's cabin is a triumph of ergonomic design. Inspired by fighter jets, the driver-centric cockpit features excellent visibility, comfortable leather-trimmed seats, and a straightforward, high-quality dashboard layout. The switchgear is intuitive, and the driving position is near perfect. While it lacks some of the flamboyance of its European rivals, the NSX prioritizes function over form, creating a genuinely pleasant place to spend time. The Lotus Esprit SE, on the other hand, feels more old-school and less refined. The interior design is snug, with a much lower roofline and a more confined feel. The materials, while improved over earlier Esprits, still fall short of the NSX's premium quality. The seating position is lower, almost reclined, and while this enhances the sense of drama, it also makes ingress and egress more challenging. Additionally, visibility is more restricted, particularly through the rear window. However, for those seeking an authentic supercar experience, the Esprit's intimate cockpit adds to the occasion. Daily usability and practicality. One of the biggest selling points of the NSX in 1993 was its usability. Honda engineered the car to be as reliable and practical as possible, something few other exotic sports cars could claim at the time. The NSX can be driven daily with ease, featuring excellent visibility, reasonable storage space, and a reputation for bulletproof reliability. Maintenance is also less intimidating compared to the often finicky European alternatives. The Lotus Esprit, in contrast, demands more compromises. While undoubtedly thrilling to drive, it lacks the refinement and practicality of the NSX. Reliability is a concern, as older Esprits were notorious for electrical gremlins and mechanical issues. The boot space is smaller, and the Esprit's fiberglass construction, while lightweight, is more susceptible to wear and tear over time. It's a car that requires commitment, best suited for weekend drives rather than daily commutes. Verdict. Choosing between the Honda NSX and Lotus Esprit SE depends on what one desires in a sports car. The NSX is an engineering marvel, a car that blends thrilling performance with unparalleled usability. It is easy to drive, reliable, and offers an intoxicating high-revving experience while maintaining an element of everyday comfort. For those who want a supercar without the usual drawbacks, the NSX is the clear choice. The Lotus Esprit SE, however, is a purist's machine. It is faster in a straight line, more exotic in appearance, and offers a more engaging, raw driving experience. However, it comes with compromises in comfort, usability, and reliability. The Esprit demands more from its driver but rewards those who are willing to accept its quirks with a deeply immersive experience. If one seeks an all-rounder that can be used daily without hesitation, the Honda NSX is the superior option. But for those craving an undiluted, old-school supercar experience, the Lotus Esprit SE remains a compelling alternative. Either way, both cars represent a fascinating era in sports car history, and choosing between them is a matter of preference rather than outright superiority.